Hello. Today I would like to talk about Deity. Now, I had done so before in a previous live stream, my first ever live stream in fact, but to be honest, it's terrible, poorly done, and most people did not even get to that point. So, I'm going to make a single video directly addressing everything. Well, could be more, depends on how far this rabbit hole goes. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as is tradition. And let's open this can of worms here. Now, I've been on YouTube a long time. I have never been banned from any community for any reason, except for Chris Hansen's stream, because I question. So when I was banned and blocked unceremoniously, the way I was inspired to come to YouTube to defend myself. So, for that, Deity, I thank you, as you have likely kickstarted my entire channel with your mere inspiration. So we are going to get into some background, and then I'm going to explain to you the situation and how the future is going to be affected. I began watching Deity around the time of the Shiloh interview with Chris Hansen, pre-New Year's stream, pre-RSN videos at all. Didn't know who RSN, Holly Undead even were. I was a rather uneducated peasant at the time. In a sea of corporate shills and globalist phonies, he seemed like a beacon of legitimacy, at least more so than your average person on YouTube. And well, when you're dealing with real people, you tend to have real problems that you don't find on more corporate channels. And those are the ones I want to get into today. You see, he was having his first ever, I think it was second, live stream where he was actually including some guests on. I think he was testing the software at the time. I was willing to come on. I wanted to talk to the guy. You see, me and him had an accord going back months. We had a nice back and forth. We'd both cracked each other up. Hell, I even made a Twitter account and started following him. Didn't like Twitter beforehand. Figured why not. We had never had a cross word between us. Now, I didn't go out and defend the guy. I'm not his PR guy. I'm not paid by him to defend him online. But I've never gone in his streams and said anything rude. Never gone in anyone else's streams and said anything rude about him. No, we're going to get into the war crime that I committed against him. But let's first get into his response to me. I'm set up now. Feel free to send it whenever. Now, I'm going to read you this cringy wall of text I was sent, and I will try to do so without mocking anybody. Apparently, according to the screenshots the moderating team shared with me, they've noted the fact you go back and forth between communities. We have no right to control who it is that you watch or support, and we aren't trying to. However, we are controlling who is and is not allowed to participate in the streams, as that can directly affect the community. I know that you will take offense to this, and that you will more than likely resort to trolling or continuing to talk badly about me with RSN, some lady named Holly Undead, and the others in that community, and that is fine. However, now that you can no longer participate in mine, you will have more time to spend with those types of people. I'm not being catty or rude. I'm simply saying that to the moderating team, this came across as being very two-faced, especially when apparently you commented on a truly horrible video that some old lady made about me today, and thought it was amazing. I haven't seen the video, so I don't even know what it's about. However, I do trust my moderating team in saying that it was horribly done and horribly offensive. People can support who they want to support and enjoy who they want to enjoy. What they should not do, though, is pretend to be someone else while spending time within someone else's community. I'm sorry, but you are no longer welcome in mine. Deity, you are almost 30 years old. Grow up, first of all. Sending a random person this wall of text. Grow up. I'm just going to get that out of the way now. You claim to be almost 30 years old. Grow up. Now, I'd like to discuss the war crime comment that I committed that caused all of this. And I want you to brace yourselves, because it's truly horrifying. Now, I'll admit straight up, Deity Unfiltered is a very rude video. I don't necessarily agree with everything that was said in it, but it made me laugh quite a bit, actually. And I think the reason that it made his moderators so mad is because it hit a little too close to home. I will link it in the description because it is such a funny video. And if you are a fan of Deity that is capable of laughing at themselves, you will understand why I found it funny. So now I plan to go through that entire wall of text, line by line, explain to you why you're wrong, and why it makes you look really goddamn bad. Now, most of this, I would say, is going to be directed at his moderators, because up until recently, my only issue was with them, and according to my mole on the inside, they haven't improved at all and have seemingly gotten worse. So, shout out to my mole and your moderator team for continuing to keep me updated. They've noted the fact you go back and forth between communities, they being the moderator team. That is wrong. I did not go back and forth between communities, really, until recently. Prior to that point, I was 90% in the Deity community and maybe 10% in the Holly Undead community and 0% in the RSN community, but we'll get to that. Let's address that. You are a bigger paranoid schizophrenic than I am. Okay? I am not a deep cover RSN agent. I do not like RSN. I think RSN is rapey. I would not trust him with my daughter. I have tried over and over again to get that clear to people. If I get called an RSN sleeper agent one more time, I will have a psychiatric episode. Now, I'm going to debunk this RSN sleeper agent theory, because I'm not letting some overgrown fucking child slander my name, damage my brand. This is an unrelated Discord that has nothing to do with Deity, and is a fan Discord for someone else entirely, who I will not be dragging into this, nor will I be dragging into the people I speak to on that Discord. I have blurred out all non-relevant things. Queen of Spade, the person replying, or the person who started this post, is a known troll and drama starter, so I'm not going to bother censoring their name. They are a content creator as well that you can find. They do anti-MLM content. I will be copyright striking Deity's livestream claiming RSN is victimizing me. Yes, I will be. If Vince can copyright strike, then I can. Loki and Deity are both getting it tonight. F this, I'm done. Y'all are left with the wrong bitch. Over. So I broke my own rule about not playing PR guy for people online. Just this once, to appeal to her sense of reason, one lunatic to another. I don't support the abuse of the copyright system. It's a tool employed by some of the most unprofessional people on the platform. I don't know exactly what is going on here, but if you are an aspiring content creator, that stuff will follow your channel forever. It's not the way. I would like to issue an apology to Deity. I denied you the opportunity to learn a valuable lesson by losing your channel. I shouldn't have been involved, and that was my mistake. I want that to be the end of that little discussion. I am not a Deep State RSN agent. You have shown no evidence of me being a Deep State RSN agent, but one comment on a parody video from someone who is friends with RSN. You understand why one can make the assumption that you are willingly lying to your audience about that. Some lady named Holly Undead and the others in that community. Deity, would you like to know what bad things I've said about you to Holly Undead? Right after you sent me that, I did call you a whiny bitch. That's because you are a whiny bitch. I don't see how you can make any argument against that between you sending me this and all your past behavior, and especially your current behavior, which we'll be getting into shortly. And yes, I know by making this video, I am a whiny bitch as well. Not that much of a whiny bitch, Jesus Christ. Now that you can no longer participate in mine, you will have more time to spend with those types of people. Man, I read comments all the time saying Deity is too sensitive for YouTube. I'm glad you're out there really proving them wrong. I'm not being catty or rude. No, you're bitching and moaning. I'm simply stating that to the moderator team, this came across as being very two-faced. You see, that's the line that inspired me to make my first stream, to even discuss this topic at all. Two-faced. As if this was some fucking high school drama. Two-faced. You have no evidence of me being two-faced, except for a comment on a parody video. Deity, you are almost 30 years old. Step out of your goddamn house. Realize the world isn't so goddamn black and white like that. Especially when you commented on a truly horrible video that some old lady made about me today and thought it was amazing. Deity, this is not how a normal person talks. A horrible video that some old lady made about me today, Deity, the longer I allow myself to think about this, the more my conclusion is you are a man-child. Not that you're too sensitive for YouTube or anything like that. You are simply a man-child. A 14-year-old in the body of a nearly 30-year-old man. Because that is the message I would expect from some Minecraft YouTuber that I left a comment on a parody video of. Not someone like you. I think you'll find that that's the long-running theme of this video, is Deity does not act his age in the slightest. Now, I'm not going to get into whatever issues he may or may not have, but something isn't right with the guy. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know what it's about. However, I do trust my moderating team. You see, that's your first mistake. You didn't watch the video yourself, and you trust your mean girl moderator team to actually get shit done. I'm here to break some news to you if you happen to watch this video. Your moderating team are culture minders that would make the Soviet Union blush. They go into other people's channels to start drama with them, and they apparently saw it there, screen capped it, and ran it off to the teacher with tears in their eyes. Like I said, mean girls, fucking high school drama. Why you keep these people under your thumb is beyond me. Perhaps they control you, and they are using your channel to further their own ends. But I would hate to speculate about that. People can support who they want to support, and enjoy who they want to enjoy. What they should not do, though, is pretend to be someone else while spending time within someone else's communities. Who was I pretending to be, Deity? I'm very curious to hear that. You see, this is the sort of thing that leads me to believe you are a bigger paranoid schizophrenic than I am. You've taken a single screenshotted comment, made connections that weren't there, and extrapolated it to the absolute most dramatic end. It is, if nothing else, a fascinating and amusing case study. I'm sorry, but you are no longer welcome in mine. So naturally, you ended it in the most melodramatic way possible. I kind of saw that coming about halfway through that wall of text you sent me. A reminder for the future. I'm not your ex-boyfriend. We don't know each other personally. Do not send anyone walls of texts like that. It looks bad. It's humiliating. Someone might be an asshole like me and blast you out in public. See, I wouldn't normally make videos on this topic, but I was completely blocked from communicating with him, so I guess there's nowhere else to do it but publicly. And to be honest, I really do want to draw awareness to whatever's going on in his head and the actions and various dramas his moderators are starting. If nothing else, this video can be a matter of public record that can follow him and warn others before joining the Deity Hugbox community. And I do truly believe Deity is attempting to build himself a Hugbox, no matter the cost. But the only reason I'm even covering this topic again past my very first live stream is because it's gotten worse and more interesting. Now, as you can see, he has made the decision to protect his Twitter account, to further protect the echo chamber, to add a structural integrity to the Hugbox he's attempting to build. Now, before you ask, his tweets aren't that interesting. Despite his Twitter account being protected, he's being fairly boring. He whines occasionally about his video issues, but nothing worth making a video or calling him out for, at least that I noticed from my short perusing before I started filming. Now, I want to pivot from that into the current issues with Deity, his channel, his moderators, and his outright treatment of fans. And I'm not talking about myself here either. I will be linking another streamer in the description who has had problems with the moderating team. Now, go send this person some love on my behalf. They are funny as hell, they make great content, and they deserve more support. But I bring it up to highlight a pattern of behavior, as Deity likes to say, especially for what I'm about to get into now. Those of you who watched my very first live stream slash video know that I made a joke about having 1,000 sock accounts that I could go talk in Deity's chat whenever I felt like it. Well, I wasn't lying, but I hadn't actually done so until today. I saw he had protected his Twitter account. I was curious, is there anything interesting going on? You see, I stumbled into his live stream just to take a peek around, see what's going on, maybe say hi to some people who recognize my sock accounts. But I go in there and I see him accusing some random person. I don't want to have you on my stream. I think you have an ulterior motive. Now, you're accusing random people in your chat of having ulterior motives, like they were deep state sleeper agents for RSN. I don't know the level of mental gymnastics it takes to think everyone in your chat is out to get you. If it wasn't scary, it would be funny. Now, I'd love to have some footage to back up what I'm saying, but Deity insists on hiding all his live streams, which I'm going to get into as well. I have a problem with that, especially when it's been turned against me. Now, Deity, if you're going to talk shit about people, have the balls to leave it up. You think that you can just talk crap about people, hide it, so that way the telephone game leaks it back to them, and what, you're just going to scamper away, prance off into the fucking sunset, and get away with it? No. A lot of us have friends. A lot of us don't take shit lying down. Now, you privated your Twitter account, allegedly, because you were worried people would come on your stream and make a fool of themselves. Well, I'll have you know, that was something I thought about doing. Going on your stream and putting you on blast. I decided against it because I thought it would be rude. But now, I'm making it a goal. So, please, live in paranoia. Live in some sort of warped reality where everyone is out to get you. Because they might be. You see, to summarize all of this, Deity needs to grow up. Big time. He hasn't done a lot of maturing so far in his life, that much is clear. I would also like to say the actions of your moderators, and now your personal actions, has completely 180'd a fan of yours since the early days of the Onision coverage, the Dollar General discrimination stuff, back when you were complaining about that, which, by the way, I'm even beginning to question now. You've whined so much on YouTube, shown your ass so much on YouTube. I want to hear Dollar General's side of the story here, because I'm willing to bet it's not so black and white as I thought it was. I know there was a video being made at one point saying you were lying about the Dollar General stuff, which I still have. I'll be not for sure of its validity at this point. Now, I'm not going to say that this is my final word on the topic, because I have a feeling it won't be. This rabbit hole seems to get deeper. The insanity only seems to grow. But I would like to end with a personal message to Deity himself, if he actually has the courage to watch this video all the way through. Deity, I don't think you should quit YouTube. I think you are such an unmitigated disaster that if you quit YouTube, it would be such a wasted potential for the rest of us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as is tradition, and I will see you next time.